Welcome to Change Your Story, the podcast that helps women build a fit mind, a fit body, and a fit life from the inside out.
I'm your host and transformation coach, Hannah Dawson. I'm a personal trainer, nutrition educator, and mindset mentor, and I am here to help you feel strong, confident, and free in your body, not by starving, shrinking, or punishing yourself, but by training with a purpose, eating with a purpose, and having faith through the process so you can change the way you see yourself forever. Inside this podcast, we break free from diet culture, perfectionism, and all the stories that have held you back. We rewrite the new ones rooted in truth, strength, and self-love. You will hear real talk, faith-fueled encouragement, proven fitness and nutrition strategies, and the mindset tools you need to stay consistent, stay focused, and believe in yourself again. If you are ready to stop starting over, build a life you love, and finally change your story, you are in the right place. Let's build a fit mind, a fit body, and a fit life. Let's rewrite your story. What is up, my girls? Welcome back to the podcast today. Today is a different episode, one that I'm absolutely in my head about sharing. I don't know why. I'm just feeling super naked and vulnerable in that sense right now. Normally sharing transformations, doing that is exciting, but this is such a vulnerable place for me because I have reached a goal that I never thought I would reach ever in my life. I struggled with my body image and my relationship with myself for years, years. And I'm at a place right now where I am so proud of myself and I feel so good in my body, and I kind of just wanted to stay in that bubble. I didn't tell anybody that I entered a deficit phase, a fat loss, a releasing phase. I really kept it to myself, and I reached my goal, and I'm so proud of that goal, and I'm so proud of myself, and I feel so good. But I think there's a lot that comes up with feeling good. What will people think if I feel good? If I feel good, it's going to be taken away. There's so many of these thoughts and these beliefs, like how I did it. What will people think? Am I worthy to feel good? Like it's crazy, you guys. I feel like I'm getting stuck in this right now because I'm, to be honest, a little bit nervous about sharing my journey. I lost a total of 20 pounds. This is probably the best shape I've ever been in. Like, it revealed my body, and honestly, my whole life I didn't even look like this for stage when I competed in bodybuilding. And I'll kind of explain what that is, but let's just start in the place where I felt stuck. I felt stuck the last 2 summers. I didn't feel good putting my clothes on. My clothes didn't fit. None of my clothes fit. So I found I wasn't feeling good. I had so many closet cries, if you know, you know. And so then I would just wear t-shirts and wear my stretchy black, everything was black. I just didn't feel good, and I felt like I should feel good. I felt like, smarten up, you're healthy. You should just, like, you're a trainer, but a part of me is like, you should look, your inside, because I did so much healing, and I'm going to get into that, is not matching my outside, and I just didn't know what to do. And I'm going to explain how that kind of triggered my transformation. I just felt in a place where I just felt stuck. I didn't feel like my outside matched my inside. So before we kind of get into what I did, I really want to share with you that when I decided to do a cut in the summertime, and that's when it started. And so what you kind of see revealed, if you follow me on social media, isn't 4 months. Like, that look wasn't 4 months. That revealed 10 years. Okay. And this is kind of what it looked like 10 years ago. I got my breast implants removed. I was competing. I got breast implants. I ended up getting bi, whether that was truly bi or just a really sick belief system that I created myself. I'm not even going to get into that, but I got sick. So I got them removed. And I remember the day that I got them removed, or not the day, but like got them removed. This was kind of within the same month. I remember standing in front of the mirror. My breasts were deflated, and I feel like I've shared this story so much, but it really was the foundation that started everything. Standing in the mirror, and my first thought was, I'm going to get super lean and ripped. Like that was my first thought. Like I need to lose more weight. Like that would fix everything, because that was always the thing from when I was younger. If you heard my story, my validation, my love, my worth was always found in how I looked, because that is what got me attention. And when I grew, if you've grown up being abused and on all different levels, the type of love and validation that was kind of surface level still feels good. So you're like, oh, the people love this version of me. The other version didn't get that love and attention. So, that's always kind of been the first thing that I would go to. And I remember standing in front of the mirror and hearing this thought that after I had that, God, the universe, whatever was speaking to me, and it said, what if you couldn't lose weight or change your body? Could you still love the girl in the mirror? Like, could you still work out? Could you still make eating healthy choices? Could you still do those things? Because it wasn't until that moment that I realized workouts, eating was coming from a place of restriction, a place of punishment. And I remember that question. I didn't like that question because I realized that I couldn't. I realized that, holy shit, I really need to, like, there's some deep issues here. I have spent my life running from me. I've spent my life rejecting myself. If I could just be this other person, then my feelings will catch up. Then I will love myself. If I could just get the body, then the clients would come. Then I would be recognized. Then I would be acknowledged, then people would love me. If I could just look the look, if I could just be perfect enough, then I would be enough. And that is where everything came, and I never felt enough. And so when we're always chasing those external things to validate us, to make us feel enough, we will always be chasing this never enough beast that is like never satisfied. It's just like this vacuum that's like, and more and more and more and more and more. And I just never felt good enough. It's because I felt, and here's the thing, I was always just met with a new level of distortion, living in that moment. So in that moment, I realized, okay, I can accept that I'm not accepting myself right now. And I don't feel like I could do the healthy habits without getting an outcome of losing weight. So I can hear that I need to work on my relationship with myself. I need to work on my relationship with food. So it was in that moment that I decided, okay, well, what is the first thing that I could do? Well, I'm going to get more educated in nutrition. So I started getting my nutrition certifications and really learning more about nutrition and what nutrition does in the body, and kind of getting away from dieting because I had been in the bodybuilding world. So, my mindset was around dieting. Yes, I was meal prepping and eating protein and stuff, but I had no real idea about calories and macronutrients. And I just thought there was good food and bad food. I wasn't allowed to eat fruit, so fruit was bad. I wasn't allowed to eat this in dieting, and so this must be bad. And so I had a really unhealthy relationship with food. It was always bad and good. And so that was my first step. My first step was, okay, I'm going to heal my relationship with food, because I couldn't really think about my body at that moment. I'm going to heal my relationship with food. I'm going to understand what my body needs, what everything is, and I'm going to get educated. It was really exciting, and I was learning, and I was applying what I was learning to my clients, and my members of the Fit Club were getting amazing transformations. I was running challenges, and I was teaching them everything that I was learning, but for some reason, I couldn't do it on myself. I felt like I had these blocks that I couldn't explain. And so in the midst of this, I was still I wasn't fully, I was learning about nutrition and doing it on my clients, but I still struggled with myself, and I still felt like, my business was the biggest part of the thing that was making me excited. It was my purpose. So, I thought, okay, to grow my business more, I'm going to compete again, because competing will get people to know me more. And so I was really still stuck in external validation, right? That's the reason I wanted to compete. If I compete, it helps me stay focused so I can get lean enough. If I get lean enough, then clients will find me, and then they'll believe in me, even though I was getting clients amazing results and transformation and teaching everything about mindset, because I was learning all of that stuff too, something that, I didn't really do before. I was slowly teaching as I was learning. But I just still felt like stuck in this, like, how come I can get my clients results, but I can't get myself the same results, or I can't feel that way, or they don't last. I can't explain it, but I competed in my next show, and that was amazing. And then I went to hire a new coach, and I prepped for another show. And so I made the decision to, in front of that mirror, it was 2016. So we're coming up to 2018, 2019, and I was getting ready for my fourth show, I believe, that I was going to compete in December. That was 2019. And I realized through the prep of that my relationship with my body and food was still pretty messed up, in the sense that I ended up dropping out of the competition 2 months before I was supposed to do the show, or like a month and a half. I let my coaches know I just can't, like, it's creating some unhealthy, because I had been doing healing, and I noticed that things were starting to create unhealthy habits around food again. And I felt like I had gotten really good with food and macros. This is when I really learned about flexible dieting and had a really healthy relationship. And my coaches at the time didn't have that same mindset. They're very old school, which is fine. It works, but it wasn't working for me, because I had learned a new way. I'd learned that food wasn't good or bad, that I could have a flexible approach. And I loved that. And that wasn't okay when I was competing with these coaches. So I just decided, okay, this isn't for me. I'm going to drop out. And it was after shortly dropping out that I decided I'm going to apply what I was learning. And what I was learning was how to build muscle. And I got really excited about entering a build phase, and never had done that before. And I was really, really, really excited to try it. So I did all my macronutrients. I shared on social media that I was entering my build phase, and it was probably one of the most scariest, most exciting phases that really impacted me for the better. That build phase was only going to be 8 weeks, and it lasted 8 months. And what it really taught me was there was nothing to fear about food, that actually eating enough food was the thing that stopped the binging, was stopped the craving, was stopped the obsession with it, eating enough food. And I had more energy. I was sleeping better. I was happier. I felt stronger in my workouts. There was just so many positive things that came out of that build, including healing my relationship with food and understanding, oh, food doesn't actually do what I thought it would do. Like eating too much of this doesn't actually put on weight like I thought it would do, or I didn't balloon up like I thought I would. And so that 8-month journey turned into, that 8-week journey turned into 8-month build. And then I moved to maintenance. And I really just enjoyed this freedom, to be honest, the freedom of eating. Now, I want to say through this whole time, ladies, I tracked my nutrition. I worked out, and everything I was learning, I was teaching my community too, because I just really felt so much freedom that I wanted women to feel this freedom. And during that time, I got so passionate about eating more, and that is so good. But I was still learning myself. So I almost kind of X'd off or X-nayed dieting altogether, and really took on this persona of never dieting again, because eating more, which is what I needed. I needed to go through that. I needed to heal. I needed to take that time to dig deeper, to give myself a break, because I spent so many years dieting, and then all before that spent so many years, I would say not so much dieting, but a binge restrict cycle, which I think a lot of women get stuck in. They think they diet for certain amounts of the year, but it really just is an unhealthy binge restrict cycle. There is no system, there is no rhyme or reason. It's just a quick weight loss and then boom to overeating. There's no system in place for it. And so this was the first time that I did something for myself, because that day in the mirror, thought, I have to do this. I have to track my nutrition. I need to make sure that I'm getting enough, and I need to do my workouts from a place of love, from a place of feeling good, of keeping myself healthy, to be an example for my girls. And so that was kind of my build era, my build phase. And that lasted up until, that lasted up until 4 or 5 months ago. But here was the thing. So, this was the thing. So that felt great. But after a while, I had done so much healing, and I felt so in control, and I felt so, I was so much more educated. I understood. I kept taking more courses, understood the different phases of nutrition. I was using it on my clients, and they were getting amazing results. But I'm like, okay, like I don't fit in my clothes anymore. So I had put on a lot of muscle, but I've also put on a lot of fat. And that wasn't because what I was eating was putting on fat. It was just, I started to get more comfortable and kind of, there was some things going on. Okay, to be real, my app crashed. There was lots of things. The guy that built my app passed away. So even before that, there was a lot of stress. So I just felt stressed. I felt like I couldn't fully, every time I would try to diet, I would just, not self-sabotage, but just like my emotions would get so involved, because life would just be stressful. I had these dreams, I had these goals, but I also had this underlying belief system that always just seemed to trip me up and get in the way with whatever it was, whether it was building my business or trying to reach a goal. And I just felt defeated. I can't even explain it. I just felt like it was the one area that I would never feel good in my body again. Like the build phase was great. My body changed. I felt amazing. But then I got stuck. Then I got stuck in this maintenance. I got stuck with like this identity that I kind of had taken on, like, oh, I kind of ex-nayed like dieting. And so now I was too afraid to say like, well, I don't feel good in my body, but I feel good in my mind. I feel good in my relationship with myself, but my body is not matching that, and I don't feel good. And so I kind of stayed in this area of just kind of denial for the longest time of what I truly wanted, and just trying to feel good and thinking that, oh, I'll just keep putting on more muscle, maybe the fat will eventually leave, but it didn't. And I just felt off. I didn't feel good getting dressed. I noticed it started to affect my mental health, and I just didn't know that. I just didn't feel like I was allowed to feel good. And again, this goes deeper than weight. It was a belief system that I had, that I wasn't allowed to feel good. I wasn't allowed to lose weight. I wasn't allowed to do this. Like, again, it sounds so messed up. But, over the last 2 years, so that was 2024 summer, I felt like, I had the lowest self-esteem putting on a bathing suit. I just remember and then this past summer, the first part of our summer before I decided what I truly wanted. And that came from like a lot of healing work and really getting clear on, really doing spiritual work and really getting clear on understanding, what I truly wanted and what I wanted to feel in life, and understanding that in order to get anywhere in my life, when it came to my business, when it came to my goals, when it came to my dreams, I needed to be an energetic match for that. And here was the thing: if I didn't feel good in my body, even though I felt good in my mind, I wouldn't be an energetic match for that, because you attract what you are, not what you want. And so I'm like, okay, I need to feel good in my body. I want to feel good in my body. I need to take this extra weight off. And I couldn't tell anybody, because if I told people, here's the thing, well, you look good. What are you talking about? You need to lose weight. I couldn't have those weeds in my garden because I was planting something. I had a goal. I literally had to be quiet about it so I could get to my goal and then figure out the rest. That's why I'm like, you just get to the goal. Things will be figured out what they are. And here's the thing: you're allowed to want what you want. And I realized that I was dancing around the subject of, I wasn't getting clear on what I wanted. I wanted to feel, part of my language, fucking amazing in my body. I wanted to feel smoking hot. I wanted to feel sexy. I wanted to put my jeans on and them to do up. I wanted to get in outfits and feel confident. I wanted to look forward to getting dressed again. I just wanted to feel good. And I knew that not feeling good was depleting my energy, was affecting the bedroom, was affecting every area, was affecting my self-esteem, the way I showed up as a trainer, as a coach. I would film workouts and I was just, feeling like that's not matching how I feel and what I want to teach. I was feeling away, but then when I looked, I didn't feel like that's what I should have looked like. And I want to say this because this can sound, I did so much healing, okay? When I decided to, we're 2025, so I guess 9 years ago, not so much 10, I had done so much healing that I was scared to admit what I wanted, because I was scared what people would think, but I was scared that I would fail again. I was scared that it would bring the obsession again. I was scared of of feeling like a contradiction. I don't even know if this makes sense, but there was so much fear that was coming up. And it was something also that I was working on, was healing my belief system. And, I had to start rewriting that script of what I believed I was worthy of. And I was worthy of feeling good in my body. I was worthy of, if I have a goal to lose weight, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm allowed to want what I want. And that kind of is the overall message. You're allowed to want what you want. It's nobody's business what your goal is. But here's the thing, girl. If you don't admit what you want, how the hell are you going to get there? I had to finally get very clear and very truthful with myself, no bullshit, and say, I want to lose weight. I'm sick of feeling shitty because my pants aren't buttoning up. They're feeling so tight. I feel bloated. It's affecting my self-esteem. And I had to admit that. And it was like, when I admitted it, it was like, boom, the universe went to work. It was like, boom, clarity came. I'm like, okay, this is what we're doing. And I'm like, this is my goal. This is my goal weight. This is what my macros need to be. I know how to do this. I know the phases of nutrition. We're entering a fat loss phase. And then I had all that calculated. My fat loss phase, this is what's going to get me to here. And then I'm going to go into a reverse phase, get to maintenance. And then I'm going to freaking live there. I don't want to put more muscle on. I don't feel like I want to put more muscle on. Oh gosh, I feel like I missed a big chunk of this. This is what it is when you share a story. I feel like I've missed a big chunk. During this time, pin this moment, during this time about a year ago, I started doing Pilates because I was having a back injury. Okay. So this is kind of what has brought this on too. I was having a back injury, lifting super heavy weights all the time. Nothing wrong with that. But I was lifting heavy, trying to put all this muscle on, but I wasn't feeling good. I was feeling stiff. I was having injury. I wasn't feeling like this muscular, lean, tight, light person that I wanted to feel like. So I started Pilates for myself to heal my pelvic floor, my back issues. Amazing. Got certified because I fell in love with it. And then I started incorporating Pilates and I started feeling so good and so aligned. I can't explain it, but it's like I fell in love with Pilates. I'm even more in love with it now. So I started incorporating that. Fast forward back to deciding that I'm going to lose this weight. I had my calories planned out. I had my my whole system, my reverse diet planned out, and then my maintenance planned out, because I needed that, because there's phases of nutrition that you have to go through, and I had to plan the whole thing out. Then I had to plan out my training and and so I plan to train 3 full body days a week and do Pilates 2 to 3 times a week, because Pilates made me feel good. It kept my back injury away. I just started feeling really good. And so I had to get clear. So I was clear on what I wanted, which made the steps be revealed. Okay, this is what I want. This is what I want to feel. I was very clear on that. And then I came up with a plan. This is what I need to do in order to get to that goal. Okay, that's great. And then I just started, and then I just made the plan. And then I just said, universe, whatever, if this is meant to be, help me on this path. God, universe, whatever you believe. And I just believed that things would work out, that it was my time, that I had spent the time doing the healing, that I had spent the time learning, that I had done that. Did I know, looking in the mirror 10 years ago or 9 years ago, that it would be a almost 10-year journey? Absolutely freaking not. I thought 6 months I'll get to lose weight again and feel good in my body. Did I know that I would have to go through so much internal healing and so much internal work? I think that's why sharing that this time feels so vulnerable, because I was open and willing for the answers to come once I got clear on what I wanted. I was open and willing for the help to come in whatever form that looked like for me. When it came to my injury, I was open and willing to find the things that would help me, which was Pilates, and then which was certain peptides that would help healing faster. So I took the Glow Stack. It's called the Glow Stack. And so it's just a peptide that helps your joints. It helps inflammation. It helps all of this stuff. So I was open and willing, whereas 10 years ago, I may not have been open and willing to the answers to help me reach my goal. And then when it came to learning about peptides, I also started researching peptides around helping with hunger, with blood sugar levels, to help me stay in a deficit. Because here's the thing, ladies, here's the thing that I learned, and a truth. Nothing overrides the law of energy balance. If you want to lose weight, you have to be in a calorie deficit. End of story. There is not a magic pill that will actually take weight off. There is not a magic thing that will actually drop weight off of you. The only what supplements do, or peptides do, is they'll help subside the hunger that creates you to want to eat more than your deficit requires. And so did I have help from peptides? Absolutely. And so about probably, I would say 8 weeks into my journey, I decided to take a peptide that had a GLP-1, GIP, and a glucose something. And so what that does is it helps stabilize your blood sugar. It helps appetite control. So what it does is it just quiets the food noise. So I was able to track my nutrition and stay in my deficit the whole time. And then it just stops that obsessive thinking about food, which was incredible, because here's the crazy thing, ladies, is what I was noticing was when I was starting to drop weight, because I was able to maintain my deficit, and I tracked every freaking thing that I ate too. I was very hesitant on sharing this, because women will hear peptide and want to go and take something. Here's the thing isn't going to make you lose weight. It's the habits that will. What was revealed in my transformation was years of work, years of not only physical work in the gym, but educational work of healing my relationship with food, healing my relationship with myself, and being able to do those things regardless of weight loss. And then it just transferred when I was ready to lose weight. And yes, I did have something to help me stay in that deficit. Not forever, slowly came off of it. But it helped me. It did help me. And through that time, what I want to say is this, is I noticed so much come up. Now, if you've been an emotional eater or you've really had a hard time staying in a deficit, it goes so much deeper. There's trauma. There is stuff that is telling you that it's not safe to feel good. It's not safe to feel good in your body. And I had to go through that as the weight started coming off. I started to have these crazy thoughts and these crazy feelings and feeling empty, and not just physical empty, but not hungry. But that hunger subsided, revealed the emotion behind it. Does that make sense? It was like it quieted the hunger, but it made the belief, the limited belief that was driving that louder. So I was able to focus on the healing. So through this whole thing, I was able to actually go through healing and spending time in journaling and prayer and working with in therapy and working through these emotions, because I could hear them. Whereas before I was numbing them with food. And some of you may go, Hannah, you weren't obese. Why would you take something like that? Here's the thing. Addiction is addiction. And so addiction for many people comes in different forms. And for me, I'm 16 years clean and sober. That addiction just jumped to food, to numbing. And though I may not have been obese, I was to a point where I was using food as therapy. I was using food to cope, to numb, not as therapy, to numb the pain. And so when I made that decision and got truly clear on what I wanted, and said, God, I need help. Like, I need help with this. This is my plan. This is what I have. Boom. Okay. And then all of a sudden answers started coming. And I thought, okay, this is help. This is help. This is an answer coming. Now I'm going to take this help, and I have a plan, and I'm going to deal with whatever comes up. And through that time, it literally opened so much up for even more healing that I couldn't hear before. I couldn't feel because I was numbing with food. So there's so much. I feel like I'm rambling right now. I don't even know if this is going to help you guys. There's so much to share that I don't even know if I'm hitting all the points. So if you guys have questions, if I didn't hit something, please just ask me. I'll go into more detail about things. I'm just kind of sharing this whole surface. And so what I want to say is, when we are dealing with something, I am open to help no matter what it is. And so if someone has an addiction, we're going to get them help, and we're going to help that so that they can heal. And so food is one of the most overused drugs in the world. Okay. And just because you're not obese doesn't mean you don't need help with it. When we're using food or alcohol to numb, we need help, because there's emotion there that we're numbing. Why are we numbing it? You take away the thing that you numb. And if it's something that helps you with the obsessive, addictive part of going to that thing, then the emotion can surface, and then you can hear, and then you can heal. And so that, I believe that it had to go in this order, you guys. I believe that it had to be 10 years of healing, because in that 10 years, I was more pushed towards, okay, what is food? Let's learn about it. I want to teach women. Okay, what is training? There are certain laws, ladies. There's the laws of energy balance that the law of thermodynamics. You cannot lose weight unless you are in a caloric deficit. So when you have a goal, it's like, what could help you reach that goal faster? Of course, we want to reach that goal faster. But here's the thing. You can't expect to use a crutch and not create the lifestyle. So I spent those 10 years creating the lifestyle, tracking my nutrition, proving to myself I could do it just to take care of myself. And that's why I believe that this time it was so much easier for me. Easier for me in the sense it wasn't easy. It was hard. It was even hard for the 4 months on the peptide, because there are certain things that there's always going to be something. Nothing comes easy. There's always going to be a cost to something. And so when you take something that takes away that obsessive compulsive craving, let's call it a craving, that craving is also a dopamine hit, which also sparks motivation for working out. So I, really struggled with, I had to force myself to work out. I had to force myself to eat. I had to force myself to track my nutrition, because that was the pact I made with myself. If you're going to reach this goal, you have to do these things no matter what. and then you can taper off and come off of it. So oh gosh, now I'm having a brain blank. So that was what I did. 4 months of a deficit, got to my goal. I feel more amazing now than I ever have in so long. And not because I lost the weight, but because I did it in such a way that I honored myself. I honored my healing. It opened up so many new avenues of healing. It opened up my belief in myself that I can do things, that I am deserving to feel good, that it doesn't matter what anybody thinks, that what you want with your life is what you want, and there's nothing wrong with what you want. And once we stop asking people for permission to feel good and to be a certain way that we want, once you stop asking people permission to achieve your goals, you'll start achieving your goals. Once you get clear on what it is that you want, you'll start reaching what you want. And that was the biggest thing. It was I danced around what I wanted for so long. It's almost like I wanted permission to feel good, or permission to lose weight, or permission to feel my best self. Because here's the thing, when I feel my best self, I'm an energetic match for every dream that I set out, everything that I want to achieve with my life, the mother I want to be, the person I want to be, the wife I want to be, the coach I want to be. When I feel good in my body, you bet that things start becoming so freaking magnetic, and they have been. It's just been incredible, and I feel so good, better than I ever have in my whole life. And it all just started with just being truthful with what I wanted. I stopped dancing around the subject of, oh, well, it has to be hard, or, I'm not deserving, or this is bad, or that's bad. It was kind of like when I had to break free of the belief around nutrition of like good and bad food, I had to break free from the belief of losing weight being good or bad too, right? Because we live in an era that you can't say anything, that everybody's oversensitive, strong over skinny. You're not allowed to want to lose weight anymore. You have to only build muscle, or be grateful for where you're at, or whatever. Here's the thing. Your goal is your goal. Your body is your body, and your life is your life. And you're not going to live your best life if you don't feel good in the body that you're in. So you have to make the decision, is this important to me? And am I willing to do whatever it freaking takes? And am I willing to just let it be easy? And when you make the decision, it is easy. It's like things go to work, that magic happens. It's like that your manifestation starts to unfold. Like ideas, help in all different forms start to come. Like, I don't believe that if I wouldn't have admitted what I wanted, that I would be here where I am now, being able to share this with you. And I'm all in my head right now, girls. Like I am. I'm like, I don't even know what I said. I don't even know if this is helpful. I don't know if you're going to judge me. I don't know, but I just know that I want to be truthful and transparent with you. I never want to hide anything. And I got to a place where I just got fed up with not feeling good. And I'm like, well, fucking do something about it. Pardon my language. Like if you don't feel good, make the change to feel good. And I remember thinking that was like a year ago. I remember thinking, if you don't feel good, then do something about it. And that was like the first thought. But there was so much more layers that I think I had to deal with, which was like chronic pain from like working out and dealing with injury. And so the Pilates started opening me up to feeling in tune with my body and aligned. I realized I couldn't breathe properly, and that was frustrating me. And slowing down really made me hear what I truly wanted more. It's crazy to think that like learning Pilates made me slow down enough to hear my inner voice, my inner wisdom of what I truly desired and wanted. And I knew that when I thought about that I couldn't tell anybody, because here's the thing. Not everybody's going to understand what you want, and they're not going to be able to have the capacity to encourage you along the way if they have never went there themselves, because they have their own limited beliefs of what is possible or what is right and what is wrong. And here's the thing, you know what is right for you. And so when you plant a seed, Sometimes you can't tell anybody because you don't need their weeds in your garden suffocating that. You just need to be able to decide. So that's planting the seed, and then water it. Do the actions that it's going to take to get there. Put your head down, one foot in front of the other, and you just keep going. And then you'll be right where I am, and you'll be like, holy motherfucker, I did it. I actually did it. I'm so freaking proud of myself. And I hope this gives you permission to do the same. I hope that whatever, maybe some of you are going to judge me and never follow me again or whatever, and that's fine. But I did what I needed to do to feel my best and to lead other women in the way. Nothing overrides the lifestyle and habits, ladies. You can't take something and expect it to do the work. You have to be willing to go through the work. Like I said, the last 4 months has revealed the last 9 years. I'll say that again. The last 4 months revealed the last 9 years of healing, of work. I wouldn't have been here in 4 months if I didn't do that first work. And again, it won't take you 9 years like it took me at May, because I had to always do things the hard way. I had a lot of healing that I had to go through, but all of the things, all of the wisdom, all of the education, everything I've learned, I have created for you. And I created this masterclass, this workshop that I'm going to do on December 17th at 7 p.m. The links will be in the show notes. I will be teaching you how to manifest your dream body, how to set goals and create that vision. Literally the steps that you need to do that and to create momentum for yourself. My things that I did, like in detail, you don't have to do. I did the things that I did, but here's the thing, the system is always the same. The same respect that you do for a fat loss, for a build, for maintenance is the same respect that you have to pay all the time. There is a system in place. Now, the details are all personal. The food choices, the way you stick to your calorie deficit, the workouts, how you schedule them, that is all personal. Those are all details too, but the system is still the same. You still have to weight train. You still have to do mobility. You still have to rest. You still have to hit your nutrients. You still need to, get enough food, track your macros. You still need to do the inner work. You still need to work on your mindset. You still need to heal your relationship with yourself. That doesn't go. And if you expect to take something, whether it's a pill, whether it's a peptide, whether it's a surgery, whether it's an extreme diet, and you think that you can skip the system in the process, it won't work. You will be in that circle, that binge and restrict, or that unhealthy pattern. I was there. I've been there. It took me 10 years to get to where I am, and I have fast forwarded. I've pulled all of the meat, so to speak, from it, and I have put it into a 45-minute workshop for you to teach you exactly what I did, and to give you kind of an outline of what to follow so that you can go into your 2026 with a plan. Because let me tell you, you're not going to reach a goal without a plan. You can't arrive at a destination that you haven't chosen. Ladies, clarity becomes before confidence. And then thing that I want to leave you with here is you're allowed to feel good. You're allowed to want what you want. You're allowed to say what you want. If you want to feel sexy, say, I want to feel sexy. If you want to be a certain weight, just admit that that's what you want to be. You want to be a certain size. Admit it. Because if you keep saying, well, that's too much or that's too big, you're dancing around it. Just admit what you want and trust that the universe will provide the solution just like it did for me. But it wasn't until I said what I want. What do you want? What do you want to feel? What do you want to be? What size? What is it? More muscle? Is it better health? Is it what is it? For me, it was weight. For me, it was fitting into pants. For me, it was just wanting to get dressed in the morning and not feeling like my outside didn't match my inside anymore. I thought, I've done all the work. I've got all the education. Now I want to freaking look incredible. So I'm going to do it. And I believe that's why I did it so fast in 4 months. I feel like that's really fast. And the last thing that I want to leave you with is let it be easy. Let it be easy. Easy doesn't mean it won't be hard in the sense of you're going to have to do the work, but let it be easy as in let the help come. Take the help where you can get help. Take the advice where you need to get the advice, find the solution that you need to help you reach that goal, and then let it be easy. And the last thing that helped me that I want to share with you was the thing that stuck with me the whole entire thing is that a belief is just a thought, and a thought can be changed. So if you believe something was bad or good before, and it's the thing that's blocking you to get to where you want to go, it's just the thought, and change it. Let it be easy. Let what you want be good. Let what you want be true. Let what you want be okay. You are okay to feel amazing in your body. Don't let age hold you back. Don't let what other people say you should be or should look like or shouldn't be or whatever. Keep it to yourself. Focus. Surround yourself with people that you know will help water that seed, will help give that seed sunlight. Keep it quiet to the people that you know won't or don't understand until you've came out the other side. Some people don't understand until you come out the other side and hear everything you have to share. I got to say, I had to keep so quiet with my family, with my girls, because it's not something that they need to know, and it's not something that they understand. Sure, they've seen transformation, but I didn't need to say the details. The details were just between me and my creator and me and my body and myself and what I truly wanted. And I knew that the rest would work itself out. And that's called let it be easy. All the details will work themselves out as long as you make the decision and you're clear on what you want. I don't know if what I shared in this. I hope this has inspired you. I hope that this has helped give you some type of clarity, on your health and fitness journey. And I hope that this has, inspired you to finally admit what you want. And if you've been stuck, like I was stuck, I just want you to know that you can get unstuck. Like, you are deserving to feel good. You can reach your goal. So I would love to be able to help you with that. I am doing that workshop, and the links are below. The workshop is a $99 workshop. I do have an ebook. You will get access to the replay. It is a course. So essentially, you're paying for my 10 years of wisdom, of education. I'm going to teach you. And then I have put it all into a beautiful ebook for you. I'm also giving away prizes for the live. And again, it's only 45 minutes max, because I get that we're busy and we don't have all the time in the world to spend in a 90-minute thing. And you'll have access to replay that and watch it as many times as you want, kind of like a course, as well as the ebook. It is December 17th at 7 p.m. We're going to be on a Zoom. It is live. Details are below this. And I love you all. Thank you for allowing me to be vulnerable. And I'm going to try not to overthink everything that I just said, or if I said everything right, I'm just going to do this, and hopefully that it makes an impact. Love you so much. Until next time.